Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops, members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik, and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops. Members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. We are getting set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And you can see on the screen there is your lineup as the Atlanta Braves are set to do battle with the Boston Red Sox. We'll put the full screen on here in a second. Just want to give you all a chance to look at the lineup and get an idea what's going on. The Red Sox once again were late with their lineup selection, so we will go over it during the actual game itself. It's not in the pre-lineups that we always play right before the game starts. They are I don't know why they're slacking. I don't know if they're dreading it. I don't know if they're overthinking it, but they once again took a long time to give their. There's a few teams, and I see it every year. There's a few teams that are always kind of I mean, there's no other way to put it. They're just kind of slackers when it comes to getting their lineups in. And I don't know if they think they're doing some kind of some kind of mental chess or whatever, but it really, the ones that I always see that do it are never the ones that are perennial up there winning. So I know the Red Sox used to be that way, but they have fallen from that quite a bit. Welcome in, Braves country. It is Chris Sale Day, the conductor, number 51, whatever you want to call him. And you'll notice that we've put a new emoji in there tonight, and I want to see what it looks like on the screen. I grabbed a couple that we can actually use. I want to see what the first one looks like, and if it looks good, we'll go with that one. But we've got a new one on there. It's called All Aboard for the conductor, as we'll be giving that out for his strikeouts. We didn't realize till late into this that that evidently that's been Sale's nickname for a while. I'd never heard it before, and I researched it during his last outing. We started calling him that because evidently that's his nickname. But anyways, the conductor is on the mound, and we're going to lean into it. Might as well if that's his nickname, and then let's do it. So the Braves will be going head-to-head with Nick Pivetta. We've seen Nick Pivetta quite a few times, and Nick Pivetta, remember, he used to be with the Phillies. He's been with Boston for quite some time, and what we're looking at here with Nick Pivetta is a guy that throws a lot of junk at a decent velocity. And this is his first start since the second start of the season where he went on the IL. Now there is the conductor. There's the train. And we'll see how that pops up. Y'all let me know if you like it. If not, I've got a couple others that y'all can probably see better than I can as far as whether or not it looks good on the screen. That's my main thing, is that if it looks good on the screen, you can make that out that that's a train, then we'll stick with it. But Nick Pivetta is going to come in throwing. He'll throw a four-seam, a sweeper, a cutter. He throws a curve, and he'll even mix in a slider. He comes up high about 95. 95 miles an hour is about where he goes on his high, and on his low, his curve goes all the way down to 80. So, I guess the big thing will be the first time through the lineup, these Braves hitters have seen him quite a bit. So this isn't like a couple of these other guys like Cutter Crawford and whatnot, where you're just getting to know them. Here are some of the numbers, the important numbers on career outings versus Nick Pivetta. Ronald Acuna Jr. has a 7 of 28, so pretty good sample size, and 9 strikeouts. a 250 batting average, no home runs. Ozzie Albies 6 for 31, 194 average, no home runs, 6 strikeouts, 3 RBI. Austin Riley batting 250, 4 of 16 with 2. He does have 2 home runs. And Matt Olson, oof. I was hoping this is a guy that Matt Olson has done well against. He's 1 for 8 lifetime, but he does have a home run. So with all that being said, we're going to go with Marcell Ozuna, who is 6 for 24 lifetime. This is going to be our pick to click. But he's got 4 home runs. 6 for 24, but 4 of them are home runs. 10 RBIs. He does have 6 strikeouts. The other guy that you want to look at tonight, keep this in your back pocket. And, of course, you're always due for regression. But Orlando Arcia is 4 for 5 lifetime against Nick Pivetta. 1 home run, so they weren't all slap singles. Batting 800 with a home run, 3 RBI. The only reason why I didn't go with him as my pick to click is I kind of figured there's going to be regression. Here's another guy that has gone off on him. Very small sample size. Travis d'Arnaud, 3 for 4 lifetime with 1 home run. So 3 for 4, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs. He's not struck out. So d'Arnaud, it's very interesting to me that Michael Harris is 0 for 5. Kelenic is 0 for 3. Of course, Kelenic would have just been like one matchup with him. Harris has faced him twice. But maybe for whatever reason, these right-handers are seeing the ball better out of the right-handed Pivetta. So keep an eye on that. Normally you want to lean to the lefties when you got a righty on the mound, obviously. But tonight it kind of looks like that our right-handed sticks, including Riley. I mean, you got Riley, Ozuna, Arcia, and d'Arnaud with the combined 6, 7, 8 home runs between the 4 of them. And it's just crazy to think that d'Arnaud and Arcia combined are 7 for 9 lifetime with 2 home runs. And Ozuna is 6 for 24 lifetime. The only thing that could help get Olson out of this groove is, these pitchers remember who hits them hard. And Olson might get something to see because he knows he's about to face Ozuna. He's about to face Arcia. And if anything gets going, he's going to be facing d'Arnaud. So Olson actually might get something to see because he's worried about the guys behind him. That doesn't happen a whole lot in Matt Olson's career. So we'll keep an eye on that. Pick to click once again will be Marcell Ozuna. The over-under tonight is pretty high. It's 8.5. So Chris Sale on the mound. I expect him to do Chris Sale things. I expect us to get Nick Pivetta's ERA above 0.82. His whip is 0.82, but he's only thrown 11 innings. And not that he's not a good pitcher, not for nothing there, but only 11 innings, and they were against the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners. Not very good offenses. So, that being said, I think the Braves can possibly get to Pivetta early and often and maybe knock him out of the game by the 5th inning, and then we can see the front part of that bullpen of Boston, which has been such a big, big problem. Give me the Braves to win this one. I don't think it's being kind of a blowout, and I don't necessarily expect Chris Sale to shut down this pretty good right-handed hitting lineup. They've got Wong's got 5 home runs up there. We saw what Tyler O'Neill can do. He's got 9, and a couple other bats to keep an eye on that side. Grissom, lefty, righty. Usually lefties have no shot against Chris Sale. Give me the Braves to win this one. I'll say 6-2, maybe even 7-3, but hopefully we get a little bit of a breathing room and we don't have to use eyeglasses. Give him a break and get ready for the weekend against the New York Mets. But we do have tomorrow off, so they can go to anybody in the bullpen that they want assuming that there's not some kind of soreness dealing with like they were with Pierce Johnson last week. All right, let's go ahead and step aside, take a quick break. It's about that time. We've got, I think we got all the technical difficulties figured out from last night. We, long story short, had to do a whole backup of my hard drive and changed a lot of things around. So hopefully everything goes right as rain, and we're set. We're ready. Let's roll. Braves, Red Sox, game 2. It's not really a series, but we can get a sweep of the 2 games set. Get ready, Braves country.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive, let's see it. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. He's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Fuss. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
Out of beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. 2 home runs, 8 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .267. Ozzie Albies batting second, playing second. 2 home runs, 18 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .291. Austin Riley batting third, playing third. 3 home runs, 18 RBI, batting .244. Matt Olson batting cleanup with 3 home runs, 16 RBI, batting .198. Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter, is batting .306, 10 home runs, 34 RBI. Orlando Arcia batting sixth and playing short with 2 homers, 12 RBI, batting .262. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves with a .263 average, 3 home runs, 13 RBI. Travis d'Arnaud is behind the plate, 5 home runs, 16 RBI, batting .263, and Jared Kelenic is batting ninth, 1 home run, 6 RBI, batting .280. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Chris Sale day. Sale comes in 4-1 with a 3.44 ERA, .95 WHIP, 36 2/3 pitched, 28 hits allowed, 42 strikeouts versus just 7 walks, 4 home runs given up. Nick Pivetta is on the mound returning from the injured list in about a month for the Boston Red Sox. He's 1-1 with a .82 ERA, a .82 WHIP, just 11 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 13 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 home run given up. Boston Red Sox lineup was turned in late, so we'll go over it during the game. Behind home plate calling balls and strikes tonight, it's Alan Porter. Your first base umpire is Sean Barber. Manning second is Edwin Jimenez, and down the third base line, it's Jim Wolf. Game time temperatures are expected to be at 79 degrees, drifting into the lower 70s by the end of the game. Your Atlanta Braves are -200 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Atlanta's 21-12 on the year, 12-4 at home. Red Sox 19-17 and 12-8 on the road. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves, Red Sox, Game 2 of a 2-game set. Braves look to sweep the mini-series and get ready to head to New York to face the hated New York Metropolitans on Friday. Country Club members, warm up those tomahawks. Get your game face on, Braves Country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Hope y'all are ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. One thing I forgot to mention in the pregame show that broke, I guess it was about an hour or so ago. Now, this is not necessarily Braves-related, but although we will see them later in the summer. Paul Skeens, the #1 prospect in Major League Baseball, he is going to be making his Major League Baseball debut Saturday against the Cubs. So how about that? Paul Skeens finally gets a chance. I say finally. Hell, he was drafted last summer. But Paul Skeens will get his chance to shine at home. I'm pretty sure that game is at home. So that ought to be a lot of fun for the Pirates fans. I don't know if Underwater's in here or not, but I do know that he is a Pirate fan. So should be a lot of fun for Pirates fans. Paul Skeens gets the ball on Saturday. And then also, if you missed it, I put it in the chat at the very beginning. The Philadelphia Phillies have lost. So the Phillies have lost, which means the Braves can actually make up some ground if we get a win. We come into this game 2.5 back. And let's go ahead and just in case a couple of folks were a little late getting in, let's go ahead and start roll call.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Country Club members. We've got Goat, Gary, Robert, Envy. Good seeing y'all. See if I miss anybody. David S. We've got, I think I just said Envy. Robert, Goat, okay. And then also those of y'all in Braves Country, good evening to Jeremy. Good evening to Ripa. Let's see who else we have in here. Trying to scroll through here. Red Rum, Veronica, Travis. If I'm missing anybody, good evening, Nathaniel. I don't think I saw that earlier. Good evening. I think that Willis and I think I've gotten everybody. If I haven't, just jump back in the chat because it's hard to see it as it unfolds. But we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Braves are in their all-white uniforms, top to bottom. White tops, white pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined with navy, and the names on the back end navy, Braves across the chest, and tomahawk underneath. They'll be facing the Boston Red Sox in their traditional road grays. Braves will have their blue ball caps with the red bill and the white A. We talked about this last series, but these are two of the most popular ball caps bought in all of sports on this field as well. Red Sox with that classic blue with the red B. And Jarren Duran, man, let's keep this guy off the base pass. He is digging in, getting ready for the first pitch as he says hi to Travis d'Arnaud. And we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Just in case you missed the lineups at the very beginning, Alan Porter is the home plate umpire. You'll have Sean Barber down first, Edwin Jimenez at second, and Jim Wolf down the third base line. And we're just about set, and it is baseball time in Braves country. Yes, sir! The conductor will go to work and kicks and fires the first pitch, fastball at the knees, right down the pipe, 95 miles an hour, lefty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. Duran, 267 average, 759 OPS. The 0-1, swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-2. Duran has one home run on the year. Braves nothing, Red Sox nothing. The 0-2. Kicks and fire. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And all aboard. The conductor has got his first strikeout of the evening. Nice pitch. Slider well off the edge. Just gave it chase. And there's one away. So that'll bring Wong to the plate. Wong, who is behind the plate tonight. Connor Wong, 27 years old. From Houston, Texas. The 1-0. Swing and a miss over the top 1-1. I know we'll get the question, no relation to Colt Wong as far as I can tell. 27-year-old was drafted by the Dodgers in 2017. The 1-1 swung on, lifted high, not very deep down the line of third base, foul, bending just past the tarps and out of play, 1-2. When I first saw the lineup card, because a couple of the outlets don't show the first name, they just show the initial and they show the last name. I saw C. Wong. I was like, is Colton Wong all of a sudden? is he trying to catch? So a 1-2 count to Connor. Sale comes set. Lifts his red glove and fires. Swung on, chopped over towards short, and that's going to dribble through the infield. The Braves were on a shift, and Wong is going to stretch that into a double, and he's got a head-first slide. He is safe. It was a slow-developing play, and Harris, honestly, trying to see what happened there. Oh, I see exactly what happened. Harris fell asleep on the play. He realized by the time he realized the ball was getting through, Wong realized that Harris hadn't hustled out the gates. You can see it in the background if you're watching on video, if you're on radio. He basically started accelerating after the ball got past Arcia. So they'll give that a double, but that really is a single and an error on the center fielder. First pitch on the way to Tyler O'Neill is there for a strike. It's 0-1. Flips that slider right there at his knees. The 0-1, lefty-righty matchup, kicks and fires. Down below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves in the shift on the left side. The windup from Sale. Lets her go. Fastball misses well inside, 95 miles an hour, 2-1. The 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Fastball 97, high and out of the zone, pitch out territory, 3-1. Washington leads Baltimore 1-0, top of the third. Braves 0, Sox 0. The windup from Sale, swung on, belted down the left field line, but foul. Slaps up against that screen, full count. There's something wrong with you, Envy. The 3-2 count. Somebody woke up the bat boy over there. Looked like Snicker over there, just kind of dozing off. Ball came scalding right over his head. The 3-2 pitch misses inside, ball 4. So Sale quickly in a heap of trouble here at the beginning of the game. Two on, 1 out. That'll bring the left-handed batter Rafael Devers to the plate. Devers, open stance from the left side. First pitch, 96, just kisses the black on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sale comes set, lets her go. Swung on, chopped over towards Arcia. He'll fire it over to first. 6-3 put out. He had a long way to go because they were on the shift. So his only real play was to get the easy out at first. 2 down, but now you got Vaughn Grissom coming up. And 2 runners in scoring position. You can't really pitch around Vaughn because a much more dangerous power hitter in Cooper is right behind him. Cooper, by the way, is the only guy who's faced Sale in his career. Obviously, all these other guys played with him. First pitch on the way is a slider right there on the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Cooper is 0 for 3 lifetime. No one else has faced him. They're either rookies or they've played with him their entire career. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses high and inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, the pitch. Swing, and that ball's grounded down the third base line, well foul of the bag. Do it again, 1-2. Sale 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. He's trying to get out of this mess before there's a blooper or a bleeder or a broken bat. The 1-2 from Sale. Time is called. Vaughn Grissom taking his time out. Sale is at 18 pitches, by the way, so you don't love that. The 1-2. Rocks and fire. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All aboard, baby. Chris Sale's got 2 strikeouts. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Acuna Matata and his boys are grabbing the sticks.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I will just show you to your cubicle.
I bet it's a big one.
The temp agency said that you are fluent with QuickBooks Pro, correct?
Oh, right, yeah, we should cover that. You see, my resume might not actually be accurate, right? And so I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't know what QuickBooks are.
You don't have any accounting experience?
No, come on. But You don't have to be an accountant to know that this girl is a 10. Yeah, what up? You coming often?
To my job?
Ooh, should mouth on her also. Shut it.
Is this the new temp who's supposed to help me with the spreadsheets?
I want to talk about spreading sheets. We can go back to my place and I will rock your...
You're fired!
That makes sense. So I just go out the same way I came in?
We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop, baby. All throughout Braves country. Pump that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Can someone please tell me at what age do men start scream sneezing?
1868. Somehow or other, they don't play ball nowadays as they used to some 8 or 10 years ago. I don't mean to say that they don't play it as well, but I mean that they don't play with the same kind of feelings or for the same objects they used to. It appears to me that ball matches have come to be controlled by different parties and for different purposes than those that prevailed in 1858 or 1859.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is a fastball, high and inside, 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Pitch on the way. Rocks and fire, swing and a miss, 94 miles an hour. Fastball pumping right by him, 1-1. So a 1-1. Kicks and sets in the dirt. Cutter. Two and 1. Ronald Acuna Jr., 250 lifetime batter against Pivetta, has yet to go yard on him. The 2-1 pitch swung on and sliced back foul. 95 right down the center of the plate. Just couldn't time it up, 2-2. Talked about this in the pregame, but you'll see a four-seam, a sweeper, a cutter, a curve, a slider. That four-seam comes in at around 94. The 2-2 swung on, pops it up. Jammed him inside. Should be an easy play over to short. Stepping back, making the play is Rafi, and there's one away. So one down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. The first pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball is laced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Your Atlanta Braves. Got one on, one out. Just hit it over the head of Vaughn Grissom. You know, it's funny about it if you think about it. Ozzie Albies has been a pain in Vaughn Grissom's ass the entire time. He's the whole reason we couldn't keep him in Atlanta. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley. Swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The only time Vaughn Grissom got decent playing time in Atlanta was when Ozzie went on the IL. So he's always been just above Vaughn Grissom. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. You could have made the argument that keeping Grissom and trading Ozzie long term would make financial sense, but I can't ever see trading Ozzie Albies. The 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over towards short. It's going to be a 6-4 4-3 double play. What a nifty play by Rafaela. He had to throw against his body. That'll end the inning. We'll talk about it when we come back. Wow. That's not even his traditional spot. He's a center fielder.
We can't darn your frazzle dazzle.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pre-show, Braves country today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the post-game show, Braves country tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
We're doing random drug testing today. The only one I won't try is crack. What?
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Hell no! No.
Yes.
That
That depends on what kind of pizza. If it's pineapple and ham, that's good. But if you're just like trying to throw some pineapple on like a Supreme or something, then you need Jesus.
Or how about this? No.
Pineapple does go really well on pizza, and that was amazing. That changed the game, dude. That stuff was awesome. I'm gonna go get some next. I'm gonna go back to Pensacola.
You go to Florida too damn much.
It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for...
So it looks like we're going to actually challenge this call. Kept waiting to see if we're going to get a quick call, and it's kind of dragged out. The more I look at it, those of y'all not listening on radio watching it, I think Riley was safe. Braves are challenging it. If you're watching on the Red Sox channel, I know they've gone to break, but they are in mid. They're kind of hanging out. The Red Sox defense is on the field. Riley's standing over with Goodwin, our first base coach, till they get an actual definitive answer. The call on the field was out, so that is key. But it looks more and more Riley's foot hits the bag, and then the ball hits. It's got to hit the back of the mitt. It can't just be perceived that it went through. Alan Porter's coming on, and he's going to make the call, and he is safe. So, we'll extend the inning a little bit. How about that? It was still impressive. Mookie Betts and the Red Sox. Center fielder, but he can play all over, not just in the outfield corners, but all over the middle infield. So very much like Mookie Betts, you could put him anywhere in the outfield, and you could put him at second, you could put him at short. He's even played some third base, and I'm assuming he could handle first. So that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson takes a swing at the first pitch, 95 miles an hour fastball, fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, lefty. The pitch on the way. Yeah, Brian Snicker actually, I saw the comment by him. Brian Snicker actually challenged a call. The difference between him challenging a call and Bobby Cox challenge a call is that he's going to come up and say, "Excuse me, sir, I think you made a mistake." This is the 1-1, swung on, chopped over towards third, and Devers going to have to eat that. He had a long way to go. We know Olsen doesn't have the greatest speed, but he was busting it down the line, and it's an infield single. Sometimes those infield singles, those corkscrews, will turn into something. That helps you get off the strike. Remember last night, he had the hard hit ball that fell out of the glove of the shortstop. Ruled a hit, and rightfully so. And that one, you couldn't have rolled it out there better. Devers playing on the shift, but he's also well back because of the power of Matt Olson. Once Olson gets those long legs moving, but he had the difference between Snicker and Bobby Cox challenges are night and day, weren't they? First pitch on the way to Ozuna is a slider off the edge, called for a strike. Good pitch by Pivetta. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. 1-1. Snickers out there, excuse me, pardon me. Bobby Cox is going, what are you, nuts? The 1-1 pitch. Outside wide, good take. They're really trying to get him to chase that slider off the edge. Good patience by Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna batting .306 on the year. The 2-1 pitch swung on, lifted high into right field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Whamma-lamma, ding-dong, a 3-run shot. Your Atlanta Braves. 3. Boston Red Sox, nothing. 372 happy feet over the right field wall, just underneath the chop house. 102 miles an hour exit velocity on a 30-degree launch angle, if you care about those things. And your Atlanta Braves are taking a 3-0 lead after challenging the call at first and getting it overturned. So 3-0 your score. The first pitch on the way to Arcia is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. We talked about this on the pick to click. Ozuna was my choice because that is now his 5th home run against Pivetta in his career. The 0-1, swing and a miss strike. It's 0-2. Unbelievable. Oh, he's got five home runs now against Pivetta. And that one wasn't a terrible pitch. It was on the outside part of the plate, but he just drove into it. The 0-2. Swung on, sliced down the right field line, and that one's going to get over and out. A mighty smack over the track makes it 4-0. Your Atlanta Braves. His 3rd home run of the season, 349 happy feet. A foot or two shorter, and it would have been a double off the wall, but instead it's back-to-back jacks, and that's a fact. 95 miles an hour off the bat. Braves 4, Red Sox nothing. Here comes Michael Harris the second. Righty, lefty, first pitch, 95, just kisses the black on the outer edge. It's 0-1. It's good seeing Michael Harris taking that pitch. During this slump, he's been swinging at those pitches. They're technically strikes, but they're pitcher's pitches. The 0-1 swung on. That ball is going to get dropped into the glove of the shortstop, Rafaela. It was a one-hopper. He flips it over to first. 6-3 putout will end the inning. But out for your Atlanta Braves, put 4 on the board. We'll be back in a flash.
I was going to Colombia, for Christ's sakes. Wants to be some kind of a professional woman, like you.
A psychiatrist?
And I have to listen to guys like me whine all day.
Here's payoff pitch, and swing on and miss! Strike 3! Yack 'em! We're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and ripped over to Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got it. He fires over to first. Baby, sound the trumpets. Do the chop. Through the streets, your Atlanta Braves are headed to the 2021 World Series. Oh, baby. We have not been into the World Series in 22 years. But come Tuesday night in Houston, we'll have first pitch. Go dance in the streets, baby.
Haven't you ever protested anything?
Sure, every time I get thrown out of the pub.
By the end of the Civil War, baseball was the national pastime, north and south, west as well as east. Soldiers took the game home with them, and it grew.
It's our game. That's the chief fact in connection with it. America's game has the snap, go, fling of the American atmosphere. It belongs as much to our institutions, fits into them as significantly as our Constitution's laws, is just as important in the sum total of our historic life. Walt Whitman.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale, the conductor, goes back to work. Lefty righty. Sale digs in. Kicks and fires right there at the knees. Sinker, 91 miles an hour, called low. Looked like it might have hit, but it's 1-0. The 1-0. Right down the pipe, change up on the outer edge. 1-1. If you missed it earlier today, Mets and Cardinals were rained out. The 1-1 down and in. Did he go around? He did. First base umpire Sean Barber puts a second strike on Garrett Cooper, who's got a .621 OPS, 1 home run, 208 batting average. So the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? They're going to check again. This time Barber says he did not. He held up. Evens up the count 2-2. Braves 4, Red Sox nothing. Top of the second inning. If you're just joining, the Big Zoo and RC later with back-to-back jacks. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Conductor, all aboard. He's out there dealing tonight. 3 strikeouts, 1 away. Hey, there's Underwater. Underwater, I was talking about your Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know if you saw it, but Paul Skeens is going to head to the show Saturday against the Cubs. So 1 down. And that'll bring the right-handed bat of Gonzalez, who's batting .250, to the plate. First pitch is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. Rami Gonzalez, 27 years old, from Miami, Florida, drafted by the White Sox in 2018. The 1-0. Swing and a miss up top. 93-mile-an-hour sinker. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Outer edge. Up top. Corner on the top shelf, 1-2. So a 1-2 count, 1 out. See, we got a couple of new country club members. Is the 1-2 pitch. Down and in, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Pitch. Swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into right center field, down for a base hit. Gonzalez will stay right there at first. 1 on, 1 out. That fastball, it was off the edge, but he got it up pretty high. He'd like to have it down just a little bit. So Gonzalez pokes that into right field, and that'll bring Abreu to the plate. Abreu, the right fielder, Willie Abreu, 24-year-old, takes the first pitch, a slider right there at the knees. First strike, it's 0-1. Abreu was in the lineup last night. He was batting fourth in the order with the right-hander, with the left-hander down in the 8th spot. The 0-1. Fastball misses wide, 1-1. Last night he went 0 for 3, but he did walk twice and scored a run. So the 1-1, kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside. Brady showed bunt. They said he pulled back in time. 2-1. The 2-1. Sale comes set. Lets her go. Slider right there at the knees, 2-2. If this is your first time seeing Sale, and almost everybody on the Red Sox roster it is, that first time you're standing on the left side of the box and you see that slider starting at your back pocket and creeps over the plate, it's got to be a little bit of whoa. So the 2-2 from Sale. Darno sets up outside. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All aboard. Chris Sale with his 4th strikeout of the night. 2 away. Good pitch by Sale. So 2 down, top of the 2nd. First pitch on the way to Rafaela, the number 9 hitter. Takes it outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Rafaela batting from the right side, lefty-righty. They've got him down there in that 9th spot because though he's hitting at a low clip, when he gets on, he is dangerous. The 1-0. Right there on the edge for a strike, 1-1. He's got that speed. If you can get him on, Duran is right behind him. We saw last night, you don't want anybody slow in front of Duran. He'll run up the back of your shoes on the base paths. The 1-1. Slider, top of the zone. Drifts in there. Smacks it for a strike, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Sale would love to keep it right here, face the top of the order in the 3rd, with the Braves holding a 4-run lead. The 1-2 from Sale swung on, and that ball is going to be lifted just foul. It went over the glove of a leaping Austin Riley, just out of his reach. Wowza. When Riley skied about a mile high in the air to try to make that catch, when it got over his glove, I was afraid that was going to get down. And with 2 outs, that may have been a run. Gonzalez runs pretty well. So 1-2 count. Lefty-righty. Sale comes set. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Did he go around? They're going to say he didn't, 2-2. He definitely wasn't trying to go around. It's more of a self-defense. Let me get out of the way. And sometimes you go around and get that strike called on you when you're not even meaning to flip the bat out there. It does look like that Rafael held up. Deuce is wild. 2-2, top of the 2nd, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, chopped over to Riley. He's got a bare hand that fires across the diamond, and it is a 5-3. Yak 'em! What a throw by Riley. He only had one play, and that was to bare-hand it to get the speedy Rafaela. We'll be back in a flash.
Are you high? Am I what? High. Hello?
Here is 10 signs that you were raised by an Irish person. Number 1, you have a very colourful vocabulary. Every now and again you'll throw in an owl, this and that, but that's okay. Number 2, you have a very staple diet that kind of consists of a lot of potatoes. Number 3, You have a belief that flat 7-Up in the microwave heated can cure any illness. Any at all. Number 4, St. Patrick's Day is a big deal and you'll be dragged down to the parade for the crack. Number 5, never worry about anything because there's always someone to light a candle for you. Number 6, they always have your back, especially in front of other people, but when you are home, you're in for it. Number 7, tea is the solution to all problems. Broke up with your boyfriend? Cup of tea. Failed your exams? Cup of tea. Number 8, there is only one type of crisp. End of. Number 9, the wooden spoon. Say no more. And number 10, the obsession with the heat. Is that heat been on? All day?
Armchair. Does the shade of red make me look like a clown?
No. It makes you look like a prostitute who caters exclusively to clowns.
I got some advice. Everybody just shut up. Just mind your business and do you. And shut up. That's it. The world will be better. Shut up!
Look will happily pay 75 cents to $1.50 to go to the theater, and numbers prefer baseball to theatricals. We must make the games worth witnessing, and there will be no fault found with the price. A good game is worth 50 cents. A poor one is dear at 25. Harry Wright.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves 4, Boston Red Sox nada. Here in the bottom of the second we go. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud, swung on, chopped hard on the ground over to third. Should be an easy play for Rafaela. The slow-footed catcher will be dead meat. 5-3 put out. One down. It's hit deep in the hole. If you got a guy with speed on the base paths, that could be a close play, but Devers knows he has plenty of time. Not many catchers are going to make that a close play. Maybe guys in his first or second year, JT Realmuto. Saw him today, and he was busting it down the line. It's unbelievable that he's been able to keep his knees in that great a shape for that long. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is a hook on the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. What a play by Austin Riley to end that inning. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. If you're listening on radio, the number 9 hitter, Rafaela, had hit a chopper, and it was a slow developing one over to the third base side. The 1-1 four-seam fastball misses outside to Kelenic, 2-1. And Riley had to come in. He knew he had to barehand it because there was going to be no chance for him to make the play if he had to transfer the ball. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, hit hard over to second. A high throw by Grissom. Good leaping catch by Gonzalez. He'll step on the bag. 2 down. I'm not going to put that all on Grissom. I know he's had defensive problems in the past. But Gonzalez broke for the ball, then had to round his route, go towards first, and Pivetta was cutting over. So I'm not 100% sure who Grissom was tossing it to. I think he was trying to throw as the first pitch on the way to Acuna is down and away for a ball, 1-0. I think he was actually aiming for Pivetta, who was coming to the bag, and he was trying to time it up right. But Gonzalez turned around, leaped, and made the catch and touched the base. That was almost a disaster. The 1-0. Misses outside, skips away for a ball, 2-0. It's 2-2. Arizona and Cincinnati, they're heading to the bottom of the fifth. Washington and Baltimore knotted up at 1 in the fifth, the 2-0. Just missed outside. Ball 3. So a 3-0 count to Acuna. Braves lead it 4-0. Last thing Pivetta wants to do is walk Ronnie. The 3-0 pitch. Just below the knees, ball 4. You may not want to walk Ronnie, but you did, and now you know he could be running at any moment. 2 outs. The worst thing that happens out of it if Acuna gets thrown out is that Ozzie would lead him off the next inning. The question would be, will Ozzie take a couple of pitches to give him a chance? First pitch on the way to Ozzie is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Well, that answers that. Braves 4, Boston nothing. The 0-1. Pitch on the way. Down and in. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Time is called as Pavetta. It's the ball from home plate umpire Alan Porter. Pavetta was checking his pitch comm. You can see, it's funny that it really is dumbfounding that they did not test these uniforms in the labs. The 1-1 pitch swung on, chopped high, foul. Nope, it's a fair ball. Late call by the umpire. It's going to be a G3, and that'll end the inning. Weird play. Goodwin didn't like the call. Can't say I blame him. It was a weird one. It was a late call. I don't know how he called that fair, but it's really not worth doing anything with it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Weird play.
Why do boomers get up an hour early just to sit there at the table and drink coffee?
Because we don't want to listen to your bull crap. It takes the cup of coffee to listen to your stuff.
All right. Tell your joke.
Why you're singing so funny?
Why?
Because
That's good enough, then you're not going to need no steak sauce. But if you're eating a steak that's like charcoal, then you're going to end up with some kind of steak that look like a growed up Oompa Loompa.
For Minion, but okay.
Unibody.
Yeah, like everybody asks me, like, so what's your type? And I'm like, I've been all over the board at this point.
He really has. I'm impressed with like one or two of them that he brings home, and then the next one I'm like, what happened? That one that you brought on that had like 4 chins.
Lower the expectations. Like
you can't get no lower. You can't get no lower.
Armchair.
Let me tell you something. If the U.S. government decides to stick a tracking device up your ass, you say thank you. And God bless America.
Harry Wright eats baseball, breathes baseball, thinks baseball, dreams baseball, and incorporates baseball in his prayers. Cincinnati Enquirer.
Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Braves Country Radio, Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale goes back to work. The first pitch, swing and a miss. 94 right in his kitchen. Duran, the batter, leadoff hitter. 1-2-3 due up. Duran, Wong, and O'Neill. Lefty. The 0-1. Fastball tops the zone, 94. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Timeout called by Duran. The 0-2. Sale lets her go. Slider to go down. He did. Strike 3. Jim Wolf, the third base umpire, says he went around. And all aboard. Chris Sale dealing. Duran, you could tell in the back of his mind he knew that ball was not going to stay in the zone, but he had already decided to swing. One away. I think Jim Wolf shrinks his shirts before every game. The 0-1 to Connor Wong, or the 0-1 to Connor Wong is changeup off the plate wide. It's 1-1. Wong 1 for 1. Had a single his first time up and then stretched it into 2. The 1-1 up high for a strike. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Sale comes set, his 47th of the night. Down and away changeup, nowhere near the zone, 2-2. Sale was upset about that one. Not the call, but his release. You could tell he was mad at himself. The 2-2. Pitch, swing, and that ball's lifted into right field. Coming down, getting it is Acuna, and it's going to be another one-out single for Wong. This time he'll be held to that single as Acuna was charging in, keeping an eye on him. Acuna staring at him, kind of like that. You just try to run on me, buddy. That's not going to turn out well for you. One on, one out. Braves lead it 4-0. If you're just joining us, is the first pitch. 95-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. First strike, it's 0-1. Austin Riley was called out on a double play back in the bottom of the first inning. Would have ended the inning. It's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. The Braves reviewed it. He was safe just by an eyelash. After that, Olsen got a squibber into the infield. There was an infield single. Then Marcell Ozuna hit a bomb over the right field wall, making it 3-0. The 1-1. Right there for a strike, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Right after that, Arcia poked one over the right field wall as well, just clearing the bricks in right field for back-to-back home runs. Chris Sale is going to flip it over to first to keep Wong close by. The 1-2 from Sale. Swing, and that ball's hit hard on the ground, backhanded by Riley. He spins, fires it over to Ozzy. Ozzy fires it over to first. A high throw and a huge leaping grab by Olsen will keep the ball in play. So we get the force out at second. And Ozzy, kind of off balance, just tried to flip it over there. He was never going to get the runner. Probably should have just put that in his back pocket. But thankfully, Matt Olson's about 9 feet tall and was able to keep that from going into the dugout. Looks like on the replay that Ozzy actually might have grazed the helmet of Wong, or maybe he was thinking he was about to hit the helmet and affected his throw. First pitch on the way to Devers. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. Devers, who's 0 for 1. Four-seam fastball that was fouled into the crowd. The 0-1. Fastball misses high and inside. They were setting up outside again. 97 misses up. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty. The pitch on the way. Swing and fouls it straight back. 1-2. Braves 4, Red Sox nothing. The pitch on the way from Sale inside. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Do it again, 3-2. So a full count from Sale. Devers knows the runner's going to be on. Swung on, fouled back out of play. 96 miles an hour. Couldn't quite catch up with that. Full count. 4-0 your score, top of the third inning. Of course, Sale at 58 pitches. You'd like to get him out of this jam pretty quick to get that pitch count down. The 3-2 pitch swung on, sliced over towards the left-hand side. Making a leap and grab is Orlando Arcia, and the Magic Kingdom will end the inning. Red Sox put one on, but can't push them across. We'll be back in a flash.
Every time I see a homeless person, they got a dog. Y'all investing in the wrong roof.
What's the worst UK accent?
Probably Birmingham.
Okay. Everyone says, oh, Scouse.
No, I like a Scouse accent, but Birmingham.
Where are you from?
Newcastle.
Everyone's favourite.
Up the twos.
I got lost in the game. I mean, the ballpark, and the people, the color, the sounds, smells. And it's a passion. It's a very, very big part of my life. Sometimes I like to be 11 years old. I like being part of something that's bigger than me. It's good for your soul to invest in something you can't control.
You're a romantic. You have a lyrical soul. You can love under the best and worst conditions.
What a big at bat by Lieutenant Dan. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Jorge Soler, and it is swung on and roasted into left field. Ramalama ding dong, zip boom bam, over the bullpen wall. It's 3-2, your Atlanta Braves. That was crushed like an ant. Absolute jackpot, baby. 3-2, Atlanta leads the game, and the place is going bananas. I hope y'all are dancing in your living room or wherever you're at. Atlanta, back-to-back solo jacks. We've got a one-run lead. Look out. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Austin Riley comes to the plate, righty-righty matchup. Looks like we have... As the first pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back.
Braves win! Braves win! Braves win! Braves win!
Thanks for hitting that like button. This all took was like a peer pressure. One pitch. Called for a strike. Like they said, Riley went around. Pitch was definitely out of the zone. It's a 1-2. That ball was in the dirt. Good take by Riley. Riley grounded out into a fielder's choice, but scored kept that inning alive. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. The pitch. Down and away. 2-2. The pitch from Pavetta is 87-mile-an-hour cutter. Matt Olson stands on deck. Pavetta, though he's given up some runs, only at 39 pitches. The payoff pitch. Swung on and lifted high into center field, deep, going back just before the warning track. Jaron Duran will make the catch for a long out, loud out number 1. Bring Matt Olson to the plate. His recent hot streak has him batting now .205 on the season. He's 1 for 1. He's got 2 hits in his last 2 games. 680 still is his OPS. Man, when he heats up, he's going to catch fire. The first pitch on the way to Olson is high and inside, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter up top, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Olson 1 for 1 with an infield single and scored a run. The pitch. Swatted back foul. 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone. Couldn't catch up. It's 1-2. Atlanta Braves will be playing the New York Metropolitans. We'll have the series this weekend, Friday night and Saturday night. We'll put the chat up for you on Mother's Day. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chopped it inside, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. That Mother's Day game, by the way, is a night game. ESPN night game. The 1-2. Swung on, pops it up. That'll stay in play. Devers making the catch over there by the third base line behind the bag, 2 down. Friday night's going to be a fun one. Looking forward to it. So you got Uncle Charlie on the mound for the Braves, but the Mets, young prospect Christian Scott, who had a very, very good first outing, is going to be on the bump for the Mets on Friday night. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is swung on. That ball is hit high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boo, bam, it's gone. Ramalama, ding dong. His second home run of the night, 12th of the season. 413 happy feet over the left center field ball. And your Atlanta Braves 5, Boston Red Sox nothing. 107 miles an hour off about a 33-degree launch angle. That ball was yanked and cranked. Ozuna got out in front of that one and walloped it over the fence. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Arcia hit a home run his last time up as well. The 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 1-1. Arcia now 5 for 6 lifetime against Pavetta with 2 home runs. That is his 6th home run. Ozuna versus Pavetta. And Pavetta's got to be like, what in the hell can I do to get this guy out? The 1-1. Just misses outside, 1-2. Borderline strike call by Alan Porter. So the 1-2 to Arcia. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's rifled into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Orlando. He's flying into second and safe. Orlando took off out of the batter's box. I'll see you later. I'm heading to second. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. Put a charge into that ball. And you might as well see if you can make it there with 2 outs. Puts himself into scoring position. That'll bring Michael Harris the second to the plate. Got to get Harris going. He's batting .261, 0 for 1 on the night. The pitch swung on and missed. Curveball down and in. It's 0-1. You'd love to see a broken bat single. Anything Harris to get that run home could really give him some confidence as well. The 0-1 to Michael. Swing and fouls it out of play. It's 0-2. If Harris can keep it going, Darnode. By the way, a couple of things happened in that home run that I did not notice. I'm sure you're seeing it on your screen. A, Durant climbed the wall and made that play a lot closer than it should have been. It goes into the first row, and the dad holding his kid kind of had his head up his rear, and he got smoked in the gut, and it could have been worse. He almost got racked. The ball bounced off and went into the back onto the warning track. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pivetta makes Harris look silly, but not before your Atlanta Braves put another on the board. It's 5-0 here in Atlanta. We head to the top of the 4th.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
I woke up this morning and I felt like absolute garbage. For anybody who wants to know what garbage is, it's French for trash.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, "Darryl, Darryl." It's a tough time for any kid, and especially now as he stands naked under the world out there in right field, and they taunt him and they chant his name.
He takes his cap off and reacts to it. It's just been a tough time.
I tell you, it's a tough business.
You guys are all just like really misogynistic.
How do you define misogyny?
I don't know, I don't like this.
I'm just asking how you define misogyny. Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave? Is it because I asked how you define misogyny? Is that the...
No, I'd like to go home, if that's allowed.
Because I asked about how you define misogyny?
Armchair.
Harry Wright, a former center fielder for the Knickerbocker Baseball Club, believed there were big profits to be made in baseball. And in 1869, he assembled the very first professional team, Cincinnati Red Stocking. Only one of Wright's Red Stockings actually came from Cincinnati. Most were young New Yorkers, 19 or 20 years old. Wright drilled them in the fundamentals, insisted they be silent and businesslike on the field, and dressed them in knickers to boost their running speed.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale set to face Grissom, Cooper, and Gonzalez, the 5, 6, 7 batters. First pitch on the way. Down and in, changeup, misses. It's 1-0. Grissom batting 143 on the young season for him. He's been up less than a week. The 1-0. Right down there on down the pipe. Changeup just floats it in there. It's 1-1. So 1-1. Grissom struck out in the first. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit on the ground over to second. Ozzy's got it. Plenty of time. 4-3 put out. 1 down. Atlanta Braves, 2.5 back of Philly now. A win tonight will take them within 2. As the first pitch on the way from Sale is a slider, swing and a miss. And that is a pretty sight when the batter is that far out in front of Sale's slider. They're just trying to hold back. The 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. You're just trying to wait back. And even though you know you've got to wait, you can't wait long enough. The 1-1 swung on. That ball's lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for Cooper. Here in the 4th. 1 down. What's funny about that guy that got hit in the gut with the baseball out there in center field is the first pitch on the way. 93 up top, swinging and a miss to Gonzalez. It's 0-1. So he's holding his kid, and they show the replay. They do kind of a close-up because it was a funny, the ball hit you in the gut, and thankfully the kid was okay. 0-1, swung on, chopped over towards third. Riley's got it. He's only got one play to bring it over to first. Good throw. 2 down. Slow developing play. It's a 3-hopper. By the time Riley got it, he was going to have to throw off balance and towards the base at first just to get the runner. No chance to get the runner at second. He tries that, you'd turn into a disaster. But back to the guy who got hit in the gut. If you look at him, he kind of looks like a swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. That guy's going to be a meme for the rest of his life, though. That ball hit him right in the gut and then bounced back over. And the look on his face. The 0-1. Swing and a miss up top. It's 0-2. And he was standing up. So I would assume he knew that ball was heading towards him. So an 0-2 count. Abreu will call the timeout. Pitch on the way from Sale. Rocks and fire. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All aboard. The conductor is rolling along. Choo-choo, baby. We head to the bottom of
the show I didn't like.
You just diapers. You can go to a lesser name brand. And there's a median there. Store brand diapers, garbage. You will have more blowouts and cleanups than you. No.
Does anybody still do that? What a terrible idea that
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Do they?
There are people. Yes.
That's
They need hug me jackets. They have lost their mind. There's no way I would process that thing through my watch.
Wazzles on my shoes in the men's room. I'm throwing them out. I don't want a full-blown episode and go, well, we can reuse those. Don't throw them out. Who came up with that idea?
Armchair. Moving on, the holiday party. I put you two in charge of it's not an arrangement of edibles. What went wrong here?
I delegated this to Brian and I told him to get an edible arrangement.
Okay, that wasn't clear to me because Kate said the brownies were a big hit last year. So
Brian, Matt literally had 4 of them and he was so relaxed that he fell sleep during our Secret Santa.
For the feed each play 7 times the average working man's wage.
First pitch on the way to Travis d'Arnaud is swung on and lifted into left field. Should be an easy play. It is. Bit of a run for O'Neal, but he makes the catch. One away. Giving up the one walk. So there's been ducks on the pond, but he's been working around it. First pitch on the way to the kid. Jared Kelenic takes it outside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. For a base
3 o'clock in the morning.
Down where the speed of Durant stop that from being stretched into a single. The speed of Durant, man, that Acuna Jr. is swung on and hammered over to third, but it's going to be an easy 5-4-3 put out. Acuna jogging down the line. He's out by about, 20 feet. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Braves put one on, but can't score.
3 o'clock in the morning.
I've been playing poker with some blokes.
Playing poker with some blokes? You can pack your bags and go.
So can you wake up? This ain't the house anymore.
College and adult isn't walking back into my fridge. Not ever happening again.
Well, no,
Be
but
nice at that.
But if I'm somewhere, okay, Busch Light I can deal with. Natty Light, no. Natty Light, I don't even feel like it's. I don't know. Natty Ice or like stuff that I can live on a domestic. I don't have to have the hippest, $15 for a 6-pack beer. I'm fine with
that.
Well, yeah, and if you're going to drink all day, I'm not trying to mess around with the double IPAs and porters and stuff like that. Dude, you're about to go to a dark place.
Armchair.
I just got out of Target, and this guy said, "Hey, that's not Nirvana on your shirt." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know Nirvana, man. Bop's one of my favorite songs, okay?
The Red Stockings finished their first season with a record of 65 wins and not a single loss. They also managed to turn a profit for their investors, $1.39. The city that had once prided itself on the stockyards had become the baseball capital of the country, and the Red Stockings spread the gospel from New York to San Francisco, traveling on the just completed Transcontinental Railroad.
Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale to the number 9 hitter, Rafaela. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Rangers lead the A's 7-6 in the 6th. The 1-1 from Sale. Comes set. Fastball up top. They said it didn't go around, but it went right down the middle of the plate. That should have been a strike. Alan Port, if you notice where he's sitting behind Travis d'Arnaud, He might as well be sitting inside his wallet, man. Stand up. Call the game. The 2-1. Swung on and miss. 2-2. I almost said, why did he miss that? How did he miss that call? It's very obvious. He's in a crouch position, like he's afraid of gunfire coming at him. So a 2-2 count. He starts off fairly up top, and then he just gets underneath. The pitch swung laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. What should have been a strikeout is a leadoff single to Rafaela. I noticed on the umpire rankings today when I was doing the research that he is ranked fairly well with home plate umpires, but where he typically misses is he typically calls low strikes, not high strikes. The first pitch on the way to Duran is swung on and laced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And you got runners on first and second, nobody out, and just like that, things are unraveling here for Chris Sale. Pretty good swing by Duran. That pitch was not a terrible pitch by Sale. It was on the outer edge, but he just got it up a little high. And he was able to just yank the slider. You'd like that slider down just a little bit. That'll bring Wong to the plate. Wong hits it hard on the ground, right to Riley. 5, 4, 3. Does not get a chance to get the double play. Ozzie Albies had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove. He wants him to challenge it. From the naked eye, he looks safe, but we'll have to see. I don't think there's any way. Unless Ozzie's saying, let me look at the replay. No, I don't think they're challenging that one. He looked like he beat it. Oh yeah, he definitely beat it by about a quarter step. So runners on the corners, one out. First pitch on the way. Is outside wide for a ball changeup, 1-0. If he gets that ball cleanly out of his glove, you've got a double play. But when he had a double clutch like that, as soon as I saw the double clutch, you just kind of figured he just wasn't going to get that runner. Runs too well to get him. The 1-0, chop foul off the plate. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runners on the corners. You love a double play here or a pop up. Dangerous bat. The right-handed Tyler O'Neill steps in. The 1-1 high and out of the zone. 2-1. Tyler O'Neill batting .289 on the year. He's got 9 home runs. That one's called a strike. 2-2. And O'Neill doesn't like it. And Honest Engine, I can't say I blame him, but that's a get right on the first batter of the inning where that pitch, basically the same spot of the plate if you're listening on radio, but about 3 inches higher. 3-2. That's where it's changed in today's baseball. That pitch was close enough 20 years ago. That's going to get a caught looking, and he's going to head back to the bench cursing the umpire's name. The 3-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. Just faded in that slider, and it just kissed the black on the inner edge. Brilliant pitch by Chris Sale. 2 away. Froze him. That one didn't get Tyler O'Neill barking. He knew it. He knew he should have swung at at it. Seventh strike out of the night by Sale. The first pitch is a strike in there to Devers. Lefty matchup swing. And Evers is 0 for 2. The 0-1. Fastball misses outside wide, 1-1. Braves 5. Boston nothing. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Dangerous bat at the plate. Side wide, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Chris Sale comes set. The pitch. Swing and fouls it down the line. 2-2. Deuce is wild here. 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. Chris Sale trying to complete his 6th inning and add to his 7 strikeouts. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All aboard. The conductor is rolling along. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
For nothing, it's 9:30 in the morning. You're peeling potatoes? I know what time it is. What are you doing? You got your uncles coming in later. You want to eat later on today? This generation. I'm done. What are you going to do? Call DoorDash when you have company? DoorDash? Send me some potatoes?
Okay, answer this question 100% honest.
Okay.
Okay? If I died, would you get remarried?
No, probably not.
What, you don't like being married?
I mean, yeah, obviously I do.
So then you would.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, I'll get remarried.
Would you guys stay in this house?
Yeah, it's a new house. Why not?
Would she drive my car?
Yeah, it's a new car.
Would you sleep in our bed?
Yes.
Would she wear my jewelry?
No, she probably have her own jewelry.
Would you replace all the photos of me in the house with her?
Probably. It's probably the right thing to do.
Are you going to take her golfing?
Yeah, golfing's always fun.
Is she going to use my golf clubs?
No, she's left-handed.
Armchair.
I'm going to go, and I guess to hone it in, I was going to say chemicals, but cleaning supplies.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
You can go cheap on them. You can buy store brand. Doesn't clean to your satisfaction. Just add a little more to it.
What you and I have told the American public today is there's certain things that you don't want to go cheap on, but if it comes down to your health or your cleanliness, you're fine with.
Armchair.
Every magnate in the country is indebted to this man, Harry Wright, for the establishment of baseball as a business, and every patron for furnishing him with a systematic recreation. Every player is indebted to him for inaugurating an occupation by which he gains a livelihood, and the country at large for adding one more industry to furnish employment: sporting life.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-0. Josh Winkowski's going to take the hill. 23 and a third inning. A 3.47 ERA for the right-hander with 10 walks and 19 strikeouts. First pitch to Ozzie Albies is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Winkowski, 25-year-old out of Toledo, Ohio. The pitch, outside wide, 1-1. He was drafted by the Blue Jays back in 2016. Been up with the Red Sox since 22. ERA of 4.15 lifetime. The 1-1 pitch, inside. Cutter misses, well inside 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Winkowski comes set. The pitch. Swing and chop foul down the right field. Sasa crouches way down on the right, on the left-handed batters as well. I guess I've never paid attention before, but man, he is basically sitting on his back heels. And there's times where the batter, as the pitch on the way is swung on and fouled out of play, we'll do it again. Look currently by Ozzie Albies' arms, and I just don't see how he can get a good look at this. The 2-2. Swung on, pops it up high in the sky, down the line. Well out of play onto the concourse, bouncing around. Changeup goes drifting into the back seats, 2-2. Story on Porter, if he's had some really bad hit, but he swung on, popped up, drifting back, making the catch is Rafi, one away. Remember, Rafi's playing shortstop because Trevor Story's on the IL. When they can have him back in the outfield, this defense is going to be very good for the Red Sox. First pitch on the way to Riley is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Story just has not been able to stay healthy. The 1-0. Swing, and that ball's laced down the left field side. That's going to get down for a base hit. And 1 on, 1 out. Your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the bottom. You know, if you're going to be a Boston Red Sox, I feel like all the players should have their Red Sox showing. First pitch on the way to Olsen. It's down in the White Sox. Like your Sox should be showing. The 1-0. Righty, lefty. Olsen. The pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul. Back behind him on to the batter's circle. Olsen, righty, lefty, pitch, quick pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. It's 1-2. Changed his delivery, brought it to the plate a little quick that time, trying to throw him off. I think the guy that does that the best in the majors is Nestor Cortez of New York. When he's on, is the 1-2 pitch, swung on, lifted into left center field. That ball's going to get caught by O'Neill. He was on his horse. Too much air underneath that one for Olsen, 2 away. So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. He's got 2 home runs. We talked about this in the pregame. The reason why he was my pick to click was because he had 4 home runs lifetime against Pivetta before this game. He now has 6. Of course, this is not Pivetta on the bump now. It's Winkowski. First pitch from Winkowski is a 90-mile-an-hour. They're calling it a cutter. Really has more of a curve action. Grabs the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. It's more of almost like a slurve. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. got this question a while back. They call the pitches they do because they ask the pitchers, what pitches do you throw? And so whatever they tell them, that's what they go with. The 1-1. Swing and a miss over the top. It's 1-2. So that's why you see it more and more that it's referred to as a sinker by most pitchers. And years ago, it was always the 2-seamer. And they're essentially the same pitch. As Ozuna calls for time. 2-seam has a little more action, but they're essentially the same pitch. But it's become in vogue to call it the sinker, not the 2-seam. The 1-2 just misses outside wide slider. That grabs the corner. I think Ozuna's going to not be able to pull the trigger. That ball had him, that pitch had him buckled. So the 2-2, 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Winkowski kicks and fires down and away. 96 miles an hour, 3-2. The full count. The pitch. Swing. Chop down the line. We'll do it again. You had a full count. Runner on first. 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. Runners on first and seconds, 2 out. And Orlando Arcia comes to the plate. Arcia, first pitch on the way. Just misses outside wide for a ball, 1-0. Looked like it might have grabbed the edge. Red Sox are in a shift. The 1-0. Winkowski kicks and fires down below the knees. 2-0. Red Sox infield defense is on the shift, though Grissom's playing close enough to second to be able to grab the bag if he wants to sneak in behind Riley. The 2-0 to Arcia. Swing and a miss. Came out of his shoes on that one. He decided Sunday afternoon he was swinging at that pitch. That was nowhere near the zone. That was his 96 sinker. It's a good thing he did miss that. That would not have turned out well. That ball was barely above the shoe tops. The 2-1, excuse me. Pitch on the way, down and away, ball 3. So a 3-1 count. Michael Harris on deck. You almost, is the pitch on the way, swung on, chopped foul, 3-2. So now the runners will be going. Sitting here thinking you almost are pitching around Arcia, considering how he's swinging to the bat and the way that Harris has been swinging the bat. You never want a bases loaded situation, righty lefty, but Arcia a little more dangerous right now. The full count, payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing, and that ball's lifted into right field, drifting over, making the catch on the run is Abreu, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten but fail to score. It's 5-0. We head to the top of the 6th.
What was your unsupervised childhood activity that definitely should have killed you?
I used to fart in the pool and try to go underwater and sniff it.
Cause he's the armchair quarterback, the All-American man.
My number 3 that I can't go cheap on, cereal.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of kinds that you can do, but if you're talking about, like, don't ever try to do the generic Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like soggy before you even pour the milk on it.
It's before you even open the bag. It's soggy. You're like, how'd that happen? It came with its own liquid.
Armchair.
I love you, Rihanna.
I don't know you don't love me. You don't love nobody. You love your own self. Come on, love you. And sorry. You don't tell nobody you sorry.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Baseball has fallen. Yes, the national game has become degraded. At certain match games, large amounts of money changed hands among the spectatorate. A noted New York club is said to have sold the results of a match. Barked chins and broken fingers may be easily mended, but a disfigured reputation may never be entirely repaired. Once more, abandon the bat, boys, if you cannot keep the game pure.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale goes back to work with a 5-0 lead. 88 pitches into the night. First pitch on the way, swung on and rifled foul over the first base line. It's 0-1. Smacked up against that screen. Hard hit ball, but plenty foul. So the 0-1 pitch on the way, swing, and fouls it down the line. Well out of play, 0-2. Grissom 0 for 2 on the night. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. Braves 5, Boston nothing. Top of the 6th inning. The 1-2 from Sale. Swung on and slapped foul towards the first base dugout. We'll do it again, 1-2. The 1-2. Time is called. Atlanta Braves have the night off tomorrow. We'll head to New York to face the Mets, which at the beginning of the season didn't look like that was going to be quite a feat, but the Mets currently have a winning record. The 2-2, high and outside, ball 3-3. And to remember, we lost the series against the Mets to start the season. So a 3-2 count. Mets were off today because of the rain out. The 3-2 pitch. Chop foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again. So nothing else. Grissom's making Sale work. Due up is Grissom, Cooper, and Gonzalez, the 5, 6, 7 batters. They would have liked to seen Sale get through this inning, but his pitch count's getting up there. The 3-2. Inside, caught looking, strike 3. Changeup just froze him. He got caught watching the paint dry, and there's one away. Chris Sale. I kind of expected him to have his A game tonight. A, he's been pitching really well. B, You play your old team, and it's not like they left on bad terms. When you play your old team, there's just a little bit more of an oomph that you want to be able to show out. First pitch on the way to Cooper is a slider down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Chris Sale, now 9 strikeouts on the night. The 1-0. Right there for a strike. Slider hits. Inner cut. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Down below the knees. 2-1. Chris Sale kicks and fires, swing, and that ball's lifted high and deep. Going back on the track, making a leaping grab is Jared Kelenic. The kid comes through again. Give that man a gold glove. How about that? He leaps, grabs it just over the 385 sign, comes down, and is pumping his fist like Tiger Woods on a Sunday afternoon. How about that? I know when we played Seattle, there were some Mariner fans trying to tell me we're going to hate this kid. I love everything about this kid. And Sale gives a big nod to Jared Kelenic and a big laugh as he's seeing his reaction. Big smile from Chris Sale. First pitch to Gonzalez, swing and miss, strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 change up down and in, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Said this many a times, but the defense at short and left field. The 1-1 chop back foul, 1-2. If they're not in Act 3, Chris Sale, have yourself a night. 10 strikeouts. We'll be back in a flash.
Frazier, wait a minute. Do you think you can get me a tape of the show? What on earth?
Cause he's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of snacks.
It could be like a government, What's your number one?
We never went to the moon. I don't believe it. I think it's a hoax.
All right.
They filmed it in a studio. Why didn't we ever go back?
All right, the crazies is coming out in us today. I'll see that and I'll raise you Area 51. I think there's I think there's little Martians and everything running around out there, and I think we're hiding something. We're hiding something out there. There's too many accounts of too many things that go wrong. And don't keep on telling me that it was a balloon that went by. The balloons aren't that big, okay? They don't go by that often. It's a little strange we haven't seen one in the last 30 years since technology's gotten better. There's been too many times where they've interviewed guys who were out there and they say, when they ask them, can you say what you've seen? And he goes, no, I'm sworn to secrecy. Well, why are you sworn to secrecy if nothing happened out there? Something went down.
Armchair.
I would put a committee together, get some coaches, get some players, and let's try to work this thing out. We can't ask these politicians nothing. Those people are awful people. They're all crooks.
On February 2nd, 1876, at Manhattan's Grand Central Hotel, a group of club owners, eager to tighten their control of the game, restore its respectability, and most of all to ensure greater profits, started a new association. They called it the National League of Professional Baseball Clubs.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Got another pitching change coming in. Left-hander coming in for the Boston Red Sox, Cam Boozer. First pitch on the way from the left-hander to the left-hander Harris. Is a cutter up high, misses the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Misses outside wide 2-0. Cam Boozer, 32 years old, from Seattle, Washington. Played his college ball at Central Arizona College. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit high and deep into right field, dropping into the glove of Abreu just before the warning track. One away. Harris just got underneath that one. Timed it up pretty well, just got underneath it. Boozer, first year in the majors. 9 innings pitched, 9 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.72 ERA this year. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. I know if I were a Boston Red Sox fan going to games, I'd go out and get me a Boozer jersey. Is that not a perfect name for a Red Sox fan headed to Fenway Park to slug down a couple of beers? Pitch on the way to d'Arnaud. Swing and a miss outside, 1-1. In fact, I may start a petition and make a trade to get this guy. Even if we DFA him within a couple of days. So the 1-1. Pitch on the way outside, 2-1. Braves 5, Red Sox 2. Bottom of the 6th, 1 down. The pitch. Down and in. Ooh, they called that a strike. I don't know about that one, 2-2. d'Arnaud, the hind catcher's not going to complain about that with a 5-0 lead. He wants to get those calls too. That was low. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball is laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Your Atlanta Braves have 1 on, 1 out. Good piece of hitting by d'Arnaud. That'll bring Adam Duvall to play. Pinch hitting Kelenic. I really hate when they take Kelenic out now because he always seems to amaze us. Afraid for them to take him out, but I get why they're doing it. Lefty righty with a 5-0 lead. I'd be more inclined to let it ride one more at bat and keep his defense in. First pitch on the way to Duvall's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Work on, if you think about it, if they're not wanting to have him in against lefties, is work on your bunt game, and they could right now they could push the runner across into scoring position. The 1-0 swung on, hit high, deep down the right field line, just out of play, foul, 1-1. I know those of us who have been watching the game for decades. If you can work on that bunt game and can actually have a good bunt game, it can be a tool that they can use. The 1-1. Can of corn. Drifting in, making the catch is the right fielder Abreu in very shallow center right field. Excuse me. 2 down. The scoreboard here on Braves Country Radio. Please hit that like and subscribe button. These games are finals. Cleveland over Detroit. Pittsburgh drops one at home to the Angels 5-4. First pitch to Acuña's high and inside. Milwaukee 6-4. Blue Jays down Nola and the Phillies 5-3. Chris Bassett the winner. The 0-1. High and out of the zone, 1-1. Doubleheader 9-4. Texan with the loss. The 1-1 swung on and slap foul back behind home plate. It's 1-2. Cease. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike. Braves country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch. Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Your favorite shot?
Favorite shot? I don't know. I had it last night. Lots of them. I think it's called the Picklehead, where it's a shot of Jameson with a little bit of pickle juice chaser, and it's the most wonderful and terrible thing I've ever had in my drinking life. Because once you take the shot, and then you take the pickle juice, there's no burn. There's absolutely no burn, right? And then you're like, well, shoot, yeah, it's just Kool-Aid at that point. It could lead to very bad things. Trust me.
Armchair.
It is ridiculous to pay ball players $2,000 a year, especially when the $800 boys often do just as well.
William A. Hulbert, a ruthless coal magnate who owned the Chicago White Stockings, became the National League's president. He immediately took steps to revive the reputation of the professional game. Players were forbidden to drink on the field or off. No beer was to be served on the grounds, and no games were to be played on Sunday. Power was to be invested in the owners, not the players.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, they're showing the guy on the television feed that got hit in the stomach. Now, I don't know where his wife or mother of his child was at the time. She might have been in the restroom or something. I didn't see her in the original highlight, but she's now holding the child. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee, the new pitcher, excuse me. Hits right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lee, 1.62 ERA. The lefty kicks and fires to Abreu. Swing and a miss strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lee comes set. The pitch. High and out of the zone. 1-2 is your count. Braves lead at 5-0. We'll hit the scoreboard here in 1 second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chase that slider off the edge. One away. Other games going on today. The Dodgers 3-1 over the Marlins. That's a final. Mets and St. Louis were postponed. That'll bring Rafaela to the plate. Rafaela takes a swing at the first pitch. It's off the glove of Riley, and he fires it across the diamond. Olsen, the throw is off the bag. Olsen tried to apply the tag. I don't think he got him. See if Olsen says anything to Snicker about challenging it. Ball just kind of came off of. Oh, yeah. Rafaela definitely beat it. The throw pulled Olsen to the right, up the line. That was a hard hit ball. I'm sure they're probably going to give an error to Riley, but that was a really hard hit ball. First pitch on the way from Lee with 1 on, 1 out to Duran. You talk about speed. It's right down the pipe. It's on 1. This kid can fly. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Slider off the edge. Seattle leads Minnesota 4-1. They are in the 6th. Cleveland beat Detroit earlier today 5-4 in extras. San Francisco 6-0 over Colorado in the 2nd inning. So an 0-2 count. Lefty. Darnold sets up out wide. The pitch from Lee. Lets her go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider well off the edge. 2 away. 2 down. New York Yankees lead the Houston Astros 8-2. Aaron Judge, Stanton, and Soto have all hit home runs. First pitch on the way to the right-handed Wong. Connor Wong takes a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Wong 2 for 3 on the night, a single, a double. Arizona leads the Reds 4-2. That's in the 9th. Tampa Bay is down 4-1 heading to the 9th to Chicago White Sox. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Marcell Ozuna has hit 2 home runs if you're just joining us. Orlando Arcia hit his 3rd of the year. Ozuna's up to 12. The 1-1 from Lee. Swing and lifts it high. Not very deep, playable. Coming over. Michael the Hawk Harris will camp underneath it, and that'll end the inning. We'll hit the 7th inning stretch, 5-0 in Atlanta.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right. 1, 2, 3. We are
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Our old friend Chris Martin will take the hill. Right-hander, 12 1/3 innings with a 5.11 ERA. Steps in, first pitch to Ozzie Albies, righty-lefty action. Fouls it straight back, it's 0-1. Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Matt Olson due up. The 0-1. Swing, and that ball's lifted high and deep down the right field line. Just foul. That ball's up against the bricks in right field if it's about, we'll say, 30 feet to the left, 20 feet to the left. But instead it's just a long, loud strike. The 0-2 in the dirt. Good block by Wong, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Chris Martin digs in. The pitch is swatted foul, rattles around in the Braves dugout. Chris Martin, a part of that 2021 Atlanta Braves bullpen, the night shift. The 1-2, swing and a miss up top, 95 miles an hour. One away. He's one of those integral parts of that team that people really don't talk about. That year, he had 43 innings, 46 appearances, ERA of 3.94, and 13 holds. He also had a save. Really a part of the duct tape that kept the bullpen together during the regular season. The first pitch on the way to Riley is swung on and hit high into right field. It's going to be a lazy fly ball. Riley knew he swung at a bad pitch. Moment he swung, he hung his head down. Easy catch, F9 in your scorecard, 2 away. Martin went on to sign with the Cubs in the offseason. I remember the ring ceremony that they gave him. We were doing the game against the Cubs, and they came out early that day and gave rings to Martin, and a couple. They had a excuse me. They had a couple of Atlanta Braves that had gone over to the Cubs that offseason. The 0-1 pitch to Olson, swung on, hit high, not very deep, into foul territory. Will it stay in play? Making the catch is Grissom over by the wall just before the stands, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Really easy inning for the former Atlanta Brave. We'll head to the top of the 8th, 5-0 your score.
So apparently it's rude to tap someone on the forehead and say skip intro when they start talking to you.
Y'all American man. My typical favorite shot, honestly, is just old Jack D. Well, ice cold Jack D. But if I'm going to pick like more of like a shooter type of thing, it is the most dangerous one, and I no longer drink it. But man, a good Jaeger bomb.
I was about to say, it's probably got some Jaegermeister.
But I'm going to tell you right now, do a Jaeger bomb nowadays, I'm probably going to end up in divorce court. So, 'cause I black out and not only just time travel, I travel. I wake up in other cities. So,
if I remember correctly, you used to like slap your face like Curly, and then you would just do this shuffle step, and then it was on after that.
Yes.
We went into plan M for McGee.
Yes.
All right. Execute plan M. Tom, Todd, you get the flanks. If anybody's taller than McGee, get him out now.
Oh, yes.
At least that's how I remember it.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember it. That's kind of the point.
Checkmate.
Armchair.
To further solidify their control, the owners added a reserve clause to the contracts of the 5 best men on every team. It required that each play only for his current employer and reserved his services for the following year. At first, few complained. To be reserved was to be sure of a job for the coming season. Those who did complain that the reserve clause smacked of slavery, fired, then blacklisted. For the first time in the history of the game, players would serve the interests of the owner. For the next 100 years, the professional game would be dominated by those who owned the field and supplied the ball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee. He's going to get a couple of innings of work here. Fires a pitch for a strike to O'Neill. On the outer edge, it's 0-1. I think Lee, if nothing else, is being kept in there because Dever looms on deck. The 0-1. Swing and a miss up top, it's 0-2. Kind of have to pick your poison here. Do you leave the lefty in against O'Neill, or do you bring in a righty that would have to face Rafael Devers? So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, but right at Arcia. Arcia fires it over to first. Little low, but Olsen stays with it. Scoops it out of the ground, one away. Arcia clapped his glove to Olsen, acknowledging the good pick. You don't see that very often, and I don't think we realize how lucky we are to see Arcia sometimes. But Arcia, normally his throws to first, no matter how far away it is, it's usually right there on the numbers. First pitch on the way to Devers is swung on and chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. And Olsen continues to make very good plays at first, stabbing and grabbing the ball. Where he has had some issues this year is the balls that are hit to him from the batter, the hard hit ones, and he's just not quite the Gold Glove caliber we thought he would be. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Devers, swung on. That ball smoked into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Ronald Acuna Jr. cuts it off just before it can get to the wall. Acuna's speed keeps that to a single because he was on his horse, grabbed it, slammed on the brakes, turned, seeing where Devers was. Devers was just getting to first, but if that ball gets by him, that's going to be extras. 1 on, 1 out. Vaughn Grissom, the batter. Lefty, righty. Lee kicks and fires. Pitch outside wide, 1-0. On deck is Cooper. We've talked about this over and over. He has been a Braves killer over the years when he was with the Marlins. The 1-0. Swing. Pops it back. Foul out of play, 1-1. So you wonder if they may bring in a right-hander to face Cooper. Bullpen is active. Lee is at 18 pitches. 5-0 your score. The 1-1 from Lee. Swung on and missed. Changeup. Pulled the string on that one. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Lee swung on, and that ball is lifted into left field. Coming in, making the catch is Adam Duvall, 2 away. Just got underneath it. Two down. The dangerous bat of Garrett Cooper will come to the plate. Even as he ages, I just can't get it out of my head on how much he used to kill us when he was with the Marlins. The first pitch on the way to Cooper is swung on and chopped foul into the dugout of the Red Sox. It's 0-1. Cooper, now 33 years old, drafted by the Brewers 11 years ago in the 6th round out of Auburn. So he's a war damn Eagle. The 0-1. Lefty righty, outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Played most of his career with Miami. He had 43 at-bats with the Yankees in 2017. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul down the third baseline, 1-2. He was traded at the deadline to the Padres and came on with the Red Sox. He's appeared in 18 games this year. So a 1-2 count. Dylan Lee trying to get through this second inning of work. Be a huge lift for that bullpen to take this part of the night off. The 1-2 just misses high and outside. 2-2, 95 miles an hour. Minnesota 4-1 over Seattle in the 7th. Yankees 9-3 over Houston in the 8th. The 2-2 pitch swung on, comebacker to the mound. Lee's got a barehanded, turn around, fire it over to first. A great defensive play. He was off balance, leaning towards home, and had to rip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. We'll hit the bottom of the 8th. The Braves lead by 5 in Atlanta.
Do you ever just look at someone and think, you're the Monday of people?
So take us to 1955. Where were you when they won it all?
I was in the last period of the day in math class with Mr. Rabin. And it surprised me when I moved south that we weren't doing this. But of course, coming from the New York area, there was always at least one team in the World Series. So each fall, they played the World Series on the radio over the PA system. Remember, this is the 1950s.
So they played it during the entire broadcast?
Yes. And
okay.
Teachers had the right, to turn it on and off, maybe teach a little math and then go. But I distinctly remember being in there and, grabbing the side of the desk and just praying, and all of us feeling that way. And then when we won, of course, and I guess it must have been during math class, my best memory, that the game was won by the Dodgers. And we just burst out. And I still remember Mr. Rabin looking at us and saying, okay, no homework tonight for you Dodger fans, but don't you ever mention this again. He loved the Yankees.
They were playing the Yankees.
Yes.
Johnny Podres will go down in infamy.
I remember hearing a report one night that, of course, the celebration broke out all over the streets of Brooklyn, and there was a pregnant woman who delivered a baby in the middle of all this, and he was named Johnny Podres, whatever. So there may be somebody still wandering around the streets of New York with that name.
Armchair.
Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Braves Country Radio. Pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Marcell Ozuna had a bit of a quiet night. He is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs and 4 RBI. He'll step to the plate versus Chase Anderson. First pitch on the way. He's down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Marcell Ozuna, his OPS is now 1050, a 317 batting average. The 1-0, right there. Good pitch by Chase. A sweeper that just kissed the inside for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1, cutter misses wide. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Chase Anderson, 36-year-old, out of Wichita Falls, Texas. The 2-1 pitch, swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track at the 385 mark. It'll die at the wall. So close to a third home run by the Big Zoo. Man, regardless, I'll tell you what, that deserves some applause. He came so close to his third home run. First pitch on the way to Arcia. Down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. Cutter called for a strike, 1-1. If Anderson sounds familiar, he should. Pitched quite a while in the National League. The 1-1 down and away. Changeup misses, 2-1. Started with Arizona 2014-15, but where he really made his name was got several starts with the Milwaukee Brewers from 2016 to 2019. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. He then ended up with the Phillies as a back-end starter in 2021. The 3-1 pitch swung on, lifted into right field, coming in, making the catch is Abreu. He has been busy out there tonight, 2 down. He was with Tampa Bay and Colorado last year, came on with the Red Sox this year. Anderson, lifetime 4.36 ERA, 59 wins. Not going to get you to the Hall of Fame, but nothing to sneeze at as far as an MLB career. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris' second. Man, do we got to get this guy going. He's 0 for 3. Another egg up there for Michael. The 1-0. Swing and pops it up. That's going to be an easy can of corn just past short. Rafi's got it. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves head to the 9th, leading by 5.
So I used to date this guy. And he... Oh, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet.
How to act when you see an attractive person. Quickly look away. Now slowly look back. Slight smile. Look down. Slowly look up at them. Start to wave high, but then change your mind. Now laugh to yourself. Now dead serious. Now blow them a kiss. Blow them another kiss. Now blow them a French kiss. Flare your nostrils. Now flick your tongue like a lizard. Now squint your eyes and mouth the words, "Call me."
I love when people are like, "What are you doing after work?" And I'm like, "What am I doing after work? I have to make supper. I have to go to bed at 7:30. What do you mean? What am I doing after work? Are we meant to be doing things after?"
After a spectacular early season in 1877, the Louisville Grays of the new National League mysteriously lost 7 games in a row. Players bobbled the ball, seemed to slow between bases, swung suspiciously wide. The Grays lost the pennant. Afterwards, some were seen wearing fancy clothes and diamond stick pins. An investigation revealed that gamblers had bought off 4 players, including one of the National League's greatest pitchers, the popular Jim Devlin. When confronted with the evidence, Devlin confessed.
Was introduced to a man named McLeod, who said when I wanted to make a little money to let him know was to use the word sash in telegraphing, and he would know what was meant. We made a contract to throw a game in Indianapolis, received $100 from McLeod for it, and gave it to my wife.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We are going to get introduction from Ray Kerr. Ray Kerr coming up. He was a part of that trade in the offseason. Everybody's kind of questioned. He's got a 5.06 ERA, 38 strikeouts, but this kid can bring it. He can absolutely bring it. And I didn't know if we were going to get to see him tonight, but here we go. The first pitch on the way. 97-mile-an-hour fastball misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty-righty, pitch on the way, swing, and pops it back foul and out of play. 1-1. Ray Kerr. Bit of a late bloomer, 29 years old. 6'3", 185. The 1-1 pitch misses high and out of the zone, 2-1. 4.50 ERA down in Gwinnett this year. So he hasn't lit the world on fire, but they want to give him a run. The 2-1 pitch swung on, pops it up, high in the sky. Coming down, making the catch is Olsen over there at first. Easy. First out, 1 down. Braves lead at 5-0. This would be a huge lift if the Braves did not have to burn any of the back of their bullpen tonight. First pitch on the way to Abreu is inside. Curveball misses. He had a dive out of the way. That was not a brushback pitch. That was a curveball that got well inside. That was only 82 miles an hour. 1-0. Kerr's got that long leg kick. The 1-0. Swing and fouls it away 96 miles an hour. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped over to second. Ozzy's got it, flips it over to first. And it's a 4-3 putout. So 2 down. The first pitch on the way to Rafaela is called for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and fisted foul back behind home plate. It's 0-2. If you missed the notes on it, Tyler Matzik was put on the IL, but I believe that is absolutely a ghost IL situation. So Kerr is taking his spot. They want to get Matzik some work. And the problem with him coming back from this injury, because he doesn't have any options left, is the 0-2 pitch. Down and away, misses, skips away 1-2. He's only been averaging, I looked it up, he's pitching about every 6 to 7 days. And so he's coming out, he's rusty, doesn't look great, and they want to get him some actual work and down on the farm. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Atlanta 5, Boston nothing. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. We'll talk more about the Tyler Matzik situation in the postgame show. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country tonight is on the way. Don't go anywhere.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome into Braves country tonight. We'll do this for a little bit here. Braves win it. Pretty darn good outing by Chris Sale. I still got to give the game ball to Marcell Ozuna. I mean, when you hit 2 home runs and damn near hit a third one, and you have 4 of the 5 RBIs, Braves win at 5-0. I think you've got to go out there and put Mr. Marcell Ozuna as the player of the game. He gets the game ball. And Atlanta wins at 5-0. Whereas what I was saying about Tyler Matzik is that he just wasn't getting enough reps. And if you look at his overall numbers, he's been downright atrocious. But one of the reasons is, he's coming off the Tommy John surgery from 2022. And even though he's a reliever and he's not having to throw as many innings, he still looks rusty. He's had 11 appearances, but recently, because of the game situations, they haven't been able to get to him other than about once a week. And when you start talking about that and you start talking about, getting him some reps and being able to get him back into the groove, it almost becomes impossible. So we know what this is. They're going to tell you there's an injury. It's going to be a ghost IL, and look, the Braves aren't the only ones that do this. A lot of teams do this. But you end up with the ghost IL because the idea is you let them go down, I don't know, for a few days. You let them rest. And then you're going to ramp them back up next week in all likelihood. Maybe they give him a full week and a half, whatever. And then there's no rush to bring him back, and they go ahead and they can start using him 2 times a week, maybe even 3. Remember, in minor leagues now, they play Wednesday to Sunday usually. It's not like your old minor league system. If you don't live in a minor league city, you're probably not aware of this. But it all started right after COVID. They wanted to cut down on the travel, basically the expenses, and it makes a hell of a lot of sense. Most minor league games are not played on Monday and Tuesday. So you now have a situation where a team goes and plays another team for 5 days. They'll go Wednesday to Sunday, typically. And so they'll go out, and once they let him sit for maybe a week or so, they'll put Matzik back out there, and Matzik will be able to start being used twice a week. Then they'll probably, it's from time to time, see how he does 3 times a week. But the idea is to get the reps and get him in there and get him working and pitching so that he's ready to roll within a couple of months. The Braves are so deep right now in the bullpen, they can afford to do that. If they were a team that had a lot of injuries to their bullpen, or a bullpen that wasn't as talented as the Braves are, you'd be scrambling right now on what do you do? Well, they're bringing Kerr in, but he's really just being brought in to be a long man. And they will use him from time to time. And if they can get him sharp enough, they'll probably, you might even see Kerr, because of his velocity, used in some bigger spots. But now you essentially have 2 guys in the fold that will be your long men, unless they're forced into other action, which is Stevens and Kerr. And you can still get some days off. It also works out because in the near future, the Braves have extra days off worked in. So like tonight worked out perfectly because Chris Sale goes, I mean, was he dealing or was he dealing? I know he kept letting players on, and you don't like to see that many ducks on the pond. But Chris Sale was phenomenal tonight, and you knew the competitive fire that Sale has, and you knew that he was going to go out there and pitch well. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Now, the outlying fact there is he did allow 6 hits. So he was averaging a runner an inning. And you don't love that from a guy who's, I mean, he's being thrusted in. If we hit the postseason tomorrow, and you're asking who is your number 2 starter on this rotation, you're probably going Frieden than Sale just because of his experience. I know Lopez has been phenomenal, but you're talking about the only reason why you wouldn't do that is if you want to bust it up lefty, righty, lefty. But you don't really care that much about that anymore in baseball, especially with the depth of the bullpen. You're going to want to put your best starter out there with the most. Is this live? Did Aaron Judge hit another home run? They're showing Judge go around the park hitting a home run. That had to have been from earlier. But back to what I was talking about. When you get that situation where you're looking at the postseason and you're looking at what Sale can do, I mean, this is what he does. And I don't expect him in the postseason to go out there and throw 7 innings, 8 innings. No, but he goes out there and throws 5, competes to throw that 6th inning. That's all you need in the postseason. And you hope that Max is hitting on all cylinders. You hope Sale's hitting on all cylinders. You hope Raylo can continue to what he's done. But your biggest concern there is what can he be in October after only throwing about 70 innings over the last several years. And he does have the experience of being a starter in Major League Baseball, but what's he going to be like 4 or 5 years later when he hasn't had that? So these are all the things that are going through the mind of not just Snicker, but also Anthopoulos in the front office as we start to head towards the summer. And you're going to see, health's going to have to play a lot to do with it, but you're going to see what their needs are come the trade deadline. And because of money restraints, because they don't want to hit that next tax bracket that will also cost you a draft pick, their hands are tied to a degree. But when we get to the trade deadline, you're going to be seeing Anthopoulos trying to bring in some arms. Hopefully our batters stay healthy. You're going to see him try to bring in some arms that can help get you to the finish line, but there's probably not going to be that big splash that you would hope to have because of the financial. And this is a deep baseball team that if the majority of them stay healthy, they're going to be in the playoffs. At that point, you're just trying to figure out a way. How do we win a 5-game series? If we don't win the division, how do you win a 3-game series? And then how do you continue from that? Because let's say the Phillies do win the division this year, and everybody's been talking about, oh, well, that's what we need to do. We just need to play that first round. Okay, I'll bite on that. But if you do that, where do you go from there? Because if you play that first round, whoever you're playing against, doesn't matter. Even if you get through the first 2 games and you sweep the first 2 games, God forbid you drop the first game and then you're scrambling. But let's just say you win the first 2 games and you move on. Well, those 2 pitchers are not going to be available to you in the first couple of games of a 5-game series, which becomes critical. So if you think you're not going to win the division and you're going to pump the brakes on that, you're not looking at a 3-game, a 3-man rotation that you might be able to stretch into 4 with a Charlie Morton or a combination of a swing man. You're then talking about, man, we need 4 games. We need 4 pitchers. And Elder, I don't think, is the guy that's going to do it. I don't think he's going to get it done. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. Elder, I think, is a fine number 5 starter for a contender. He's going to eat some innings. There's going to be outings where he's going to look terrible. There's going to be outings where you're going to love what you saw out of Elder. but he is a touch pitcher. He is a pitch to contact guy. And that's not what you want in the postseason. We found that out the hard way in Philadelphia. He got swatted around. So that's why they went out and got Chris Sale. The idea was going to be you're going to have Strider, Fried, and Sale, 3 dominant arms with Charlie Morton behind that, and all guys with swing and miss stuff. And that's what you want in the postseason. Well, now we're back to square one again. So does A.J. Smith-Shawver, who looked pretty good the other day, does he become the 4th guy? Does he become the X factor? That's been my prediction for a long time, that I believe A.J. Smith-Shawver, the SSAJ as we like to call him. I can't wait till he comes up because I got a couple of ideas for emojis for him. But he's got swing and miss stuff. And then, of course, there's the Hurston Waldrop. We just saw that Paul Skeens is coming up for the Pirates. But you got to realize Skeens was the number 1 guy in Major League Baseball. Hurston Waldrop's been pitching well. But I've noticed the past couple of outings, I watched a couple of his games, they have been having him focus on 2 pitches. Basically the fastball and a breaking ball, because they want him to be consistent in the zone, because he was all over the place. He was walking a lot. And you're not going to be able to bring him up to have any kind of meaningful innings if he's walking guys left and right. I still think Waldrop is probably 2025. The best case scenario would be like the spring, probably the summer of 2025, where he's a legitimate contributor to this team. And if we're healthy, there's no reason why we should have to have him up. Because if SSAJ comes up, he can be that guy that can help spell. And Waldrop would be a guy that you would have into your... You want to make sure Waldrop is healthy and rolling in 2025 at some point, because we're probably not going to have Max Fried. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's true. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and put an end to this. Doesn't seem like the phone lines. Doesn't seem like we get a lot of phone calls during the week, but that's all right. I had time to do it, so we'll go ahead and we'll probably bring it back Friday night. We'll probably do the open phone lines. We will see you Friday night, 7:10 first pitch, and it'll be a little earlier start. The pregame show come on around 6:35-ish, and it's Mets Braves. Doesn't get any bigger than that. And then remember, Saturday is an earlier start. It's not your typical night game. We are 4:10 against the Mets on Saturday. So we got a Friday night game. We have a Saturday late afternoon game. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll have the chat up. That's a night game as well. And then we finally get to come back home for a stretch. And we're going to have the Cubs and the Padres next week. And that's a 7-day week. In fact, the Padres are coming in on a 4-game series. Actually, next week's not a 7-game week. It's the following one. But the Padres are coming in on a Friday series that's going to wrap around to Monday afternoon. And we'll talk more about that when we get to it. Appreciate everybody choosing us to be your pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We love all y'all, Braves country. Always have a great time with y'all. I know I can't always respond because we're doing this live on radio as well. So, but sometimes I see some of y'all's comments and I can't help it. But y'all definitely make the days brighter. Please hit that like button, subscribe. I've even got my Chris Sale T-shirt on. That's it. That sells it to me. From now on, I've worn it 2 times. Actually 3. The first time you pitched and then last time. I've worn it 3 times, and the Chris Sale T-shirt is undefeated when Sale's on the mound. Plus, he's pitched really well. I'm not impressed if the guy wins, but he gives up 5 earned runs. He's pitched phenomenal. The T-shirt goes untouched until next time out. All right, we will see you next time. No shows, I believe, tomorrow, so we'll see you on Friday. pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. And it's Uncle Charlie Day. We get to see the rookie, Christian Scott. The Christian Scott Paper Company is going up against the Atlanta Braves. If you know, you know. We will see you. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. "7:15" by DM McGee, 2024. At 7:14, while enduring the hate, he carried the ghosts and stepped to the plate, echoing down from the great Yankee lore, the Bambino's shadow larger from days of before. Henry brushed back the pressure that loomed, threats from fanatics, knowing records were doomed. Into the box, and here comes the pitch. 7:15, it flipped like a switch. Fans escorted 44 round the bases. Hammer and Hank lit up their faces with smiles that unite as he wiped away tears. He hugged Mama tight for so many years. The Hammer had climbed the ladder to the top. A sigh of relief. Briefly, time stopped. We recall and rewind the impossible dream that night down in Georgia of 7:15. 715 by DM McGee, 2024.